Chapter 1. As he approached the alley, he saw it was lit more brightly than expected, but Captain Jack Diamond, codenamed Black Dye, knew that there were lots of baddies at the end of it, so he decided to proceed with a good helping of caution. "Remember, Black, you're doing this for the royal family," he said to himself under his breath, patriotically. "For too long the Russians have been parking their summer yachts on Crown estates without paying the proper mooring fees. That ends tonight." Black unholstered his trusted Walther P-99 in preparation for the upcoming slaughter. The sound of two henchmen playing cards echoed from the alleyway. They were close enough that Black could hear the furrowing of their bushy communist eyebrows. "Guess it's now time for me to be the one who deals with the both of you," Black said cleverly, emerging into the light and firing rapidly at the men. They threw up their cards in a desperate attempt to reach for their own weapons, but it was too late. "Sorry, boys, but it looks like tonight the odds weren't in your favor," Black said, tagging his initial witticism with a poker reference. "Now let's see if there's a full house inside." A metal door led from the alley into what, from the outside, looked like any other submarine base. But Black Dye knew that this was no ordinary submarine base. This was the lair of Igor Pianov, a criminal mastermind who was wanted on both sides of the Iron Curtain for his devil-may-care attitude towards mooring fees. Black checked his watch, an Omega, renowned for its Swiss precision and surprisingly reasonable pricing for a luxury timepiece. He descended a dank mesh stairwell into the bowels of the base and found himself lost in a warren of concrete corridors. A poster pinned to one of the walls read, "You don't have to be mad to work here, but it helps," which still got a chuckle out of Black, despite the stress of the situation. After all, he had a great sense of humor. Panicked footsteps and orders barked in Russian ricocheted about the corridors. "At least I've got the right address this time," Black thought, as he lobbed another grenade around the corner. Suddenly, he heard a familiar noise, the pleading of a lady in distress, which was coming from behind a locked door. "Black, is that you?" the voice shouted. He recognized it immediately. "Quadrivaj, what are you doing here?" he replied. "There's no time to explain. Just get me out," she cried. "Okay, stand back." Black gave the lock a good kicking, which seemed to do the trick, as the door swung open to reveal Quadrivaj, as beautiful as the last time he'd seduced her, standing daintily against the back wall of her cell. "Oh, Black, thank you!" She ran up to him, and the two tongue-kissed for several minutes, while chaos ensued all around them. "We must go! There's still time to catch Pianov! Follow me!" Quadrivaj said, grabbing Black by the arm and leading him back out into the smoke-filled corridor. He fired wildly into the dark, stopping only to read further amusing posters. "They're evacuating the base. We must get down to the docks as fast as possible," Quadrivaj warned. A siren began to blare, and Black was unable to hear Quadrivaj fully, even though she was running beside him. "He'll try to get her to go down," she was shouting. "Already full of seamen." The two burst into a large cathedral-like chamber, at the center of which floated a submarine in its dock. Pianov pointed to them from its gangway, and they were soon showered with a hail of poorly aimed bullets. "He's getting away!" Quadrivaj shouted. Pianov's submarine began to glide towards a large pair of hangar doors, which were rising as it approached. "Don't worry," Black said. "Pianov may have fled the base, but he's not getting away from this." Quadrivaj looked down to see Black Dye taping an invoice for £200 worth of submarine mooring costs onto the dock's railing. "Oh, Black, how do you always think of everything?" she swooned.
I'd give her the world, buckets of diamonds and pearls, anything she could ever need, villas in Saint-Tropez, and a staff of hey, hey, hey. But whatever I do, even if I beat her black and blue, She knows it's for her own good. Yes, she'll learn it's for her own good. Yes, she'll learn it's for